put yourself out there, make the calls, and just, you know, try it, just start. Because look, if you don't work on what you want, what you don't want is going to be automatic. That's coming.
With our guest, Guy Migues from Louisiana. Guy, how you doing today?
Good, man, good. Happy to be with y'all. I mean, for sale, I'm listing expireds at a way higher clip than I am for sale by owners. I find the difference is you get different objections with expireds than you do it for sale by owners. Sell by owners, they think they're going to get it done themselves. So, they don't want to do the commission. They don't see our worth, so on and so forth. With expireds, they've already agreed to everything.
Right.
They've agreed to everything. They're okay with the marketing. They understand everything that's going to happen. They're okay with the commission most of the time. So I find they're a little closer than for sale by owners. So whenever I first picked up the expired script and I first got into expireds, we didn't have a whole lot of new expireds in our MLS. We're in a little bit of a different market where not a lot expired. But whenever I got on, it was a lot of old expireds. I'm talking 3 months, 4 months. And man, I called them up. It's like that wave of agents that harassed them, the day after they expired or whatever.
Right.
That was done. You don't get that, oh, where the heck were you whenever my house is on the market? I haven't been told that one time. And that's what I was scared of.
Right.
I was like, well, I don't know. I was out working for other people,
Totally.
So I've been having a lot of success with some of the older expireds, 3 months plus. And it's a lot of them are still ready. They just want to be reminded of what they were doing. Hey, why were you guys selling? Is that still alive? And would you like me to help you? So nothing works to someone who's bad.
Right.
If you're gonna have a tough time with old expireds, new expireds, for sale by owners, if you don't know how to communicate with folks and you aren't taking your job seriously and learning the scripts, learning the dialogue to have a productive conversation, you're gonna struggle with all lead sources.
Yeah.
So I kind of let myself fall into that too. Last time I was talking about how they were grumpy, I was like, hey, that's when no expireds. That was a good lesson for me. All lead sources are good if you're good. And the only way to be good is to practice. And if you put in the work, learning the scripts, learning your dialogue, learning how to handle the objections, you truly care, all lead sources are good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Old expired, for rent by owner, for sale by owner. As long as you're making the calls, and asking the question and trying to help them, man, you're winning. You're winning. So, but the only day you're losing is the days you don't call.
Yeah.
Here in the last week, I think I listed one house because of Mike Sherrard. I'm blaming this guy. He, I started, working on some of his stuff. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been putting all that in place. And look, I'm not a tech person. I've been putting ads on things like, hey, I'm hiring whoever. You know how to do tech stuff? Come work with me. But no one's responded, so I've been having to do that stuff myself. I've been upset the last 2 weeks. I only listed one property. So, and it wasn't expired. So my input is reflecting my output. I made one day of calls. I got one listing in the last 2 weeks, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So really it's just in getting over that fear, losing the commission breath and calling whoever, old expired, new expired, as long as you're calling with good intentions, it should be relatively easy, man. I don't really have bad calls, say the truth. I think I've been cussed out one time. That was it.
That's nothing. You ask most agents and they get cussed out daily. You just must have a great neighborhood, man. You must have a great community.
No. Hey, you know why those cats get cursed out?
What's up?
Because a lot of people approach real estate, they don't approach it like a professional. So here's whenever they're working on their script. It's whenever they're live with a client,
right,
with a lead or whatever. And that's game time. You need to be on at that point. You should be practicing for hours a day.
Yeah.
So even if I'm not making calls, I'm still going over my scripts. I'm still handling objections in my head. I'm still staying sharp. So they don't practice. And then the first time they see the script is when they're making calls. Yeah, it's going to go bad for you. you're gonna get smoked. Educate yourself. You get people around you that are gonna help you, and then you fake it till you make it. Um, I mean, confidence comes off for sure. People can feel that you're confident, and no one wants to work with someone who's timid. So what I advise is find something that makes you feel good, work on that, and then use that to help elevate your confidence and really put yourself out there, make the calls, and just you know try it, just start. Because look, if you don't work on what you want, what you don't want is going to be automatic. That's coming. Um, so what I advise is that find out what's the reason you're working today, and let that motivate you to make the calls. And
Right.
if you don't have a big sphere, you haven't been doing this for 10 years and have referrals coming all over the place, you better get to work. Yeah, so I think there's a fundamental shift that needs to happen, and you need to not have commission breath. Um, you,
Right.
you can't you can't look at folks like a paycheck. They're gonna feel that now. Sure. So everyone's really your sphere of influence. I'm in a small town. I mean, man, these are my people. These are
Yeah.
my people. Why am I going to talk to my people any type of way? This is what I always tell people. If I'm in a room with and we're talking to agents about cold calling and being nervous about the seller, man, look at this guy. Are you nervous to talk to him right now? No. Okay, yeah, he's just a nice guy, right? Now, if you put a for sale by owner sign in his front yard, you freak out.
Right.
That makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Just talk to him. What is the worst thing that's going to happen if you call any type of lead source? The worst thing that's going to happen is exactly what's happening right now. They're not going to use you.
Yeah.
That's it. Worst case. There's nothing else they can do other than use you. So you're starting off ahead of the game because you're already there. You're already at zero. Every day be at zero and just look for someone to help you. I think you need to figure out your why. And I know that seems ridiculous, but man, I got a wife and kids at home. Uh, the fear of them struggling and hurting for anything is so much worse than anything a for sale by owner or an expired can say. Um, Genuinely, there's nothing these people can do to me. Nothing. But if I let my family down, that's going to do a lot.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a big sphere of influence, you don't have all this money to buy leads, and I tell you what, you better figure out something that scares you more than some angry stranger.
Yeah.
You better just do it, because if not, the business ain't coming.